stopper with great skill from him doing the most. Salah! Raheem Sterling! What a finish! What pure class from the Englishman!
Premier Talk, the English Premier League podcast for the fans.
Hello and welcome back to the Premier Talk podcast. This is episode 7 of season 3. I'm one of your two hosts, as always, Andrew Milo, and alongside with me is Danny B. Danny Barbudo. How's it going, bro?
I'm doing great, Andrew. How are you?
Not too bad, just chilling out today, and got another episode for you guys. More manager talk, man. I feel like we've been talking about managers a lot, but
Last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a lot of shifting around in terms of coaches and whatnot. So we're gonna dive into that again. And Daniel, RIP United, because
Rip United.
because they just been, bro. They just been shocking,
Brutal.
shocking.
Yeah.
We're running out of adjectives for these guys, to describe them. So unfortunately, but Daniel, starting lineup, kick us off.
We're gonna start us off the match day 11 recap.
Daniel, we're going to go into the games of the week. We're not going to just do one this week. We're going to do 2 games this week because there's 2 really big matches.
And then one thing that we've been skipping on a lot lately, little table recap through 11 match days. And our last segment.
Yeah, Daniel, our last segment. Where is he from, Daniel? Where is he from?
I don't know. You tell me.
That's a little quiz game we got going at the end. We're going to guess some players' nationalities. I have a list of 10 players for Daniel. Daniel has a list of 10 players for me, and then winner gets the bragging rights, but the winner also gets free drinks next time we go. So losers buying. Losers buying.
Well, we already know where this is headed because I am definitely gonna lose that. Anyways, let's kick us off. Our match day 11 recap. 10 games as always. Match day 11. Starting us off on Friday, November 5th, we have Southampton versus Aston Villa. Southampton gets the 3 points with a 1-0 victory. And as a result, Aston Villa sack Dean Smith and hire Stevie G, the Premier League legend, back in the Prem as their head coach. Andrew, how do you feel about Steven Gerrard back as a head coach in the Premier League?
Daniel, Steven Gerrard really could not let this opportunity slip away. You already know he's let some other opportunities slip away years back against Chelsea. Little joke there. Yeah, Demba is definitely haunting him still to this day. But anyways, Stevie G is back, and he's back this time as a manager. And I eventually thought he was going to get back into the Premier League as a coach. We thought it was going to be more likely to Newcastle, but hey, Aston Villa, they haven't been doing too well this year. They've been underperforming, even though they lost Jack Grealish. They brought in some great players. So they have the means to do well in the Premier League. They're just not doing well. And unfortunately for Dean Smith, he was the guy that had to be sacked. And they say goodbye to him after several fantastic seasons with the manager. So they're going to have to look ahead. And Stevie Gerrard, he was fantastic for the Rangers. He went in there in the short time he was there. He made history. He won the league title, a title that they haven't. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Without even losing a game.
Yeah, without even losing a game, which is fantastic. So he really proved himself as a manager in Scotland. Now we're going to see him take a step up and see what he could do in the Premier League. This is going to be, familiar but yet unfamiliar territory for him as a manager. So I'm tuned in. I'm tuned in to see what's going to happen there, and I'm excited that Stevie G is back.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm excited to see him as a manager. I know he said when he left Liverpool that his dream was to return there as a manager. And if he can prove himself with his Aston Villa side, who knows where he can end up, especially with, I know Klopp's doing well. He's probably going to be there for years to come. But after Klopp, who's his successor? And Stevie G could be a very possible candidate for that job after Klopp is gone. Moving on, Saturday, November 6th, we had 5 games on Saturday, starting us off with a game that is sadly our game of the week. Manchester United versus Manchester City, good old Manchester Derby. Manchester City coming out on this one 2-0. We're going to dive into this one later in the episode as our first game of the week. Moving on Saturday, Brentford versus Norwich. Norwich picks up their first 3 points of the year. And as a result, their manager is sacked.
They're partying like it's 1999 over there. I'll tell you that. Norwich, Yeah, that was so weird. Like, why would you wait for their first win to sack the guy? Poor dude, man. Like,
I think he was like, "Wow, I'm not gonna get sacked now," and then he sacked him.
Sacked him. Yeah, that's
It was kind of
bad.
funny. Chelsea dropped more points against Burnley, a side that nobody expected them to drop.
And that was
points.
Daniel. That was Daniel Fark for those who don't know, the manager that was sacked. So sorry, Daniel. Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay. Chelsea tie Burnley 1-1. Drop points. Not what you want to see from Chelsea, but
This
Chelsea
one-
still currently
this
top
one
of the
first.
table. Yeah,
It's okay.
it's
Calm,
fine.
like Ronaldo says, calma, okay.
Calma. Fourth game on Saturday, Crystal Palace versus Wolves. Crystal Palace pulling up the 3 points here against Wolves 2-0. Not really much to discuss there. Is a good 3 points from Crystal Palace. Again, Wolves disappointing. Fifth and final game on Saturday was Brighton versus Newcastle. Brighton, Newcastle 1-1 draw. Both pick up the 1 point. And Eddie Howe is appointed as new manager after this draw.
How did this happen?
How did it happen?
That's another cheesy.
You're full of them today.
Yeah, Eddie Howe. He wasn't the first guy in line to be the next manager in this new era. This for me is a shocking appointment. They were heavily pursuing Unai Emery. Unai Emery was in it till the end. In terms of negotiations, but he didn't want to come back. We already mentioned that this last episode. And then there's guys like Paul Fonseca. But I think there's better managers out there. I think the likes of André Villas-Boas is a better option than Eddie Howe. I think that guys like Lucien Favre are a better option. And they go and sign Eddie Howe, which I don't know. I don't know if it's the right. I don't know if it's a temporary manager. I know he's going to have a lot of money at his disposal that he's never had at Bournemouth. He used to coach Bournemouth. He coached Burnley for a little bit, and then he started off his career with Bournemouth before he switched to Burnley. Daniel, I'm looking at his record here. His record's decent at Bournemouth. It's 144 wins, 75 draws, and 136 losses. It's I don't know. It's just a weird appointment. I know he has experience in the Premier League with Bournemouth, but I don't know if he's the right guy. Dan, I don't think he's the right guy. I think there's a plethora of managers out there that could do the job better than this man. I'm not denying.
Can't really knock him until you see him, though.
Yeah, I know
That's the
that's the problem. So we're gonna see, but Daniel, I don't think it was the right appointment. I think we had to appoint someone after going after all these guys, and they said no to us. So we had to show face and get someone because we need a manager. We can't just have a caretaker manager, especially in the time that we're facing relegation. So yeah,
I agree in the sense that I don't know if this was the right choice, but then again, we'll soon find out. I think trying to bring a manager into this Newcastle side, I think the only thing like basically attracting them towards this managerial role would be the money that they have to be spending with. And a lot of managers, I know some managers are upset, like we've talked about Antonio Conte, that he didn't have the money to his disposal and he wishes that he did. So there's managers obviously that wish they had this money at their disposal, but some managers don't want to deal with the stress and pressure that they're going to have to face with having all this money to spend. And let's say they're not spending it in the nicest or wisest places. They don't really want the added pressure. So I can see why Newcastle did have problems trying to hire a new manager. We're going to move on to the last 4 games on Sunday, November 7th. The first one, Arsenal versus Watford. I think Arsenal's form has been great as of late. Since losing to City 5-0, they've been fantastic, and picking up 3 points against Watford is exactly what you want to see. Tottenham with a new manager and Antonio Conte, thinking they would get hopefully 3 points against that Everton side, but that didn't prove to be likely as they drew this game 0-0, no goals scored from either side. The third game on Sunday, Leeds versus Leicester. Again, another draw. Both Leeds and Leicester have been poor compared to their last year campaign, and they both tied 1-1, both picking up the 1 point. And our second game of the week and our final game on match day 11, West Ham versus Liverpool. West Ham with an absolute, I don't want to call it a shocker. It's nuts because they finally made Liverpool lose.
It is an upset, though. It is an upset for sure.
But West Ham has been fantastic this year, and with this win, they actually jumped Liverpool in the table.
Yeah, they leapfrogged
Kind
them
of
in the
crazy.
table. That was crazy. 100%.
It was
crazy.
nuts. Okay, we're gonna move on to the games of the week. Andrew, Manchester United versus Manchester City, our Manchester Derby, with City winning this one 2-0.
Yeah, Daniel, I called this one. I called that they're gonna lose. I said 2-1. I thought Ronaldo would get on the score sheet, but
Ronaldo.
But he didn't, unfortunately. So unfortunate for him. and for Manchester United, they could have used a goal to spark some energy into this team. They were just terrible, Daniel. I think
They were poor.
the stat you told me was they had more shots on their own net than they did on Manchester City's, which is a crazy stat.
Mhm.
And Daniel, I wasn't happy with the performance from Manchester United. Again, another underwhelming performance. Manchester City looked strong right from the get go. They looked like the better team the whole way through. Eric Bailly got their own goal. That was earlier on in the match, 7th minute. So that set the tone right there.
Yeah.
That was a terrible start to the match. It was at home too, at Old Trafford. That's not what you want to see at home. And then Bernardo Silva, this guy has been in fine form, Daniel. Just to think that only a couple months ago he was linked to leaving the club. What a huge loss that would have been if he had left. He was linked to Atletico at the time.
Mhm.
But Dino, he's turned on the Jets, and he's really been good. And who sends the ball? Portuguese connection, João Cancelo.
Joel
He's
Cancelo.
João Cancelo. What a lovely ball over the top to find Bernardo Silva back post. And Daniel, that was an acrobatic finish. I don't care what anyone
No,
says.
no,
That was
don't
a
talk to me.
hard goal to score. He stretched his leg out, got his foot on, redirected it on goal, and he scored.
It was a David De Gea blunder. It was nothing else other than that.
I think it was. I got to give credit to Bernardo Silva as well, though, because that's hard to turn your body like that and still get connection to the ball. So I think it was a good finish. And João Cancelo, I think in that week the stat was he had 5 assists in like 3 games, which was absolutely nuts. He's a fullback. This guy, I think Gary Neville said it best. Gary Neville mentioned on television that he could easily slot in. I think it was Gary Neville. I can't remember now. It was one of the pundits there. And they mentioned that he could easily play in the midfield, and it's true.
Mhm.
He's that versatile, Daniel. He can play on the right, he can play on the left. He's good with both feet. That's why he's able to do that. He's very versatile, and you can even slot him in as a number 8 or number 10, and let him just go down the midfield and create these chances because he's a great passer of the ball, great crossing ability. He's got an amazing IQ, and Daniel, he is the best fullback in the world at this point in time, the best. And I think that he doesn't deserve enough. I don't think he gets enough praise, enough credit from lots of people. And I think that he's overshadowed by some of these other, British fullbacks. So,
Mhm.
Daniel, I think he's the best in the world. Best in the world.
I think he's one of. I'm just gonna stick to Prem. I think even Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's up for there in that discussion as one of the better fullbacks in the Prem this year. He's been great too. Cancelo is like Trent in a way that they can both easily slot into the midfield. I know Cancelo he plays on Portugal, so obviously he most of the time he gets the starting spot in that side. But a player like Trent doesn't usually because they have so many fullback options, especially in England. And I think that both Cancelo and Trent can slot into midfield. I know Trent did play in the midfield a couple games in World Cup qualifying. He played as that number 8 or that number 6 role, more defensive, and he did perfectly fine because just the options are too plentiful in this England team. Cancelo was great all of last week. 5 assists in a week is nuts from a fullback. That's just a crazy stat line. And another crazy stat line: Manchester United haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 14 home games.
That's pretty.
What happens when you
outrageous.
have an $80 million fridge as your captain?
Daniel, home is where you're supposed to be your best. Home is where you have your fans supporting you. Home is where you don't allow an opponent to come in and dictate the play. That's what home should be. And at an historic venue like Old Trafford, with the fans as devoted as the Manchester United fan base, you have to be better at home, Daniel. You have
Mhm.
to. 14 games conceding goals straight is ridiculous. And it goes down to this back line that's got plenty of issues. So they gotta go out and get someone. I think a guy like Delit would be a phenomenal signing to pair with Rafa Varane. So, but I don't want to
And
get into
Delict,
that because that's just another kind of worms are going to open if we get into that.
Delict is rumored to leave Juve as he wants a new challenge out of the Serie A. So
I'd
if
want
at
a new
Manchester
challenge
United
too if I was sitting in like 14th place in the league.
in the
So
Serie A on a team like
yeah.
Juventus, yeah, that's completely factual. Okay, I'm done talking about Manchester United because they have been brutal as of late. Moving on to the second game of the week: West Ham versus Liverpool. West Ham pulling off what I like to a slight upset, 3-2, handing Liverpool their first loss in the Prem this year. Liverpool still yet to lose a game. They're 10 games deep. They were 6-4-0 coming into this one, and now 6-4-1.
Daniel, I want to give credit to a guy that used to be tied with United. He was like the Ole uh, of years past, and he was constantly ridiculed for poor results at the top teams. But he is a top manager in the Premier League, and that's none other than David Moyes. This guy has done a terrific job this year with West Ham. He slowly built them up over the last 3 years. In Europa League, they've been phenomenal. And then you see this year, they're actually really showing themselves and establishing themselves in this top six race. This is something that's unfamiliar territory usually for them. They're a huge club based in London. So it's about time they're ruffling some feathers of these bigger clubs. And they did it on this day against Liverpool. They had a fantastic start. Agbona got up in the air. He climbed for a header. I think it hit off Agbona, and then Allison sort of pushed it into his own net. That was in the 4th minute of play. That was really early on to set the tone, and you knew West Ham was going to come out strong. They have been coming out strong in a lot of their games. And then the equalizing goal from Trent Alexander-Arnold. What a finish from the set piece. Just no chance for the keeper there. The keeper's left standing in shock because it was just a rifle of a free kick into the top corner. That was to equalize just before half. Daniel, in the 67th minute, Fornals, the Spaniard, gets on the
Pablo Fornals
gets on the score sheet. It was a low driven that Allison got his hand on. I think he could have parried away a little bit better, but ended up going into the net. But Daniel, Jared Bowen, this guy turned on the Jets. He looked like Sonic. And he was just shooting through the Liverpool midfield and defense before he handed the ball off to Fornals that just tucked it away. So Jared Bowen was the real game changer on this day. He was electric, very pacey player that was kickstarting a lot of these counterattacks, and that's what it was on this day for West Ham. A lot of counterattack play. And it was just a lovely run that was capped off by a Pablo Fornals goal to make it 2-1. That was the goal that gave them the lead. And then to make it 3-1 was Kurt Zouma, the former Chelsea man, climbed up for a header, netted it quite easily, wasn't really marked that well. And then Daniel, the super sub Origi it was a consolation goal to make it 3-2. But Daniel, what a goal. He had his back turned at the top of the 18-yard box. This is unreal. He flicks it up to himself, just taps it up, and on the turn, he hits the ball. It's a turning shot, blind. It was a blind side too because he had his back turned to the goal, and he just turned and hit it with so much power, low driven, and it went into the net. It was a brilliant goal. Unfortunate for Origi, it was a goal that didn't matter at the end of the day. It's a little too far, but that flick turn goal was spectacular to see. Daniel, I just want to ask you, is Origi the best super sub in the Premier? Is there some other names that come to your mind when you think of super subs in the Premier League?
He's a very good player for this Liverpool side, coming in late to games and scoring. Mm-hmm. He scored important goals. Obviously, the most famous one I don't like very much is Origi.
Corner taking quick.
Considering I'm wearing a Barcelona shirt right now, and that was scored against Barcelona in the second leg of Champions League. Not a great moment in my life. Anyways, moving on from that goal. Origi has been fantastic. He's a great super sub for the side. He knows his role. He knows he's not going to slot in as a starting number 9 because they have plenty of options as in their attacking force that this Liverpool team has. Mm-hmm. He's great. Others that I think are also good. Gabriel Jesus this year has been great considering he's not getting that much starting playing time and then coming off the bench and scoring goals. I know we highlighted that a couple weeks back when we were talking about how he's sitting pretty high up on the Premier League fantasy list and he doesn't start nor play some games for City. Who else would there be? What about you? Who are you thinking of when you think of best super subs in the Premier League?
Like at this moment in time, like currently playing, I'd have to say the new signing this season, Patson Daka off the bench. He doesn't really get to start. He should be a starting player on many other teams, but he isn't in right now because of Iheanacho and Vardy have been a great duo. But when he does come on, he gives them, a lot of velocity up front. He drives the team forward. He's a great dribbler of the ball. And Daniel, as we know, he's got a knack for scoring goals. He's a very good finisher. So he's a guy that I definitely like to think about. And then formerly that was in the Premier League. I used to think that Shaqiri from Liverpool was a fantastic super sub. He gave them a lot of energy up front. He slot in as a number 10 or on the wing. And he was a very clutch player when they needed him. And when the guys like Mo Salah and Sadio Mane had heavy legs, he was a guy that would slot in and give them some relief minutes. And he was at the end of some very important late goals for Liverpool. So It's a guy I like to think about.
It was a great game from West Ham. They got the 3 points from this one, and they currently sit third, 1 point above Liverpool right now in the table.
How
And
crazy
that
would
kind
it
of
be? Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. No, you.
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, how crazy would it be if West Ham was to secure a Champions League spot? That'd be absolutely insane to see someone other than those big teams that are that are in the Champions League. So that'd be crazy. Last time we saw an underdog in the Champions League was Leicester when they won the league. So we would have never seen Leicester in the Champions League in a million years, but they won on that year and they secured a Champions League spot. Anything's possible, so you never know.
And even this West Ham side is great right now in Europa League, so they could easily go on to win that competition and then automatically qualify for Champions League next year.
Yeah.
Segueing in to the table recap, I know I just discussed West Ham currently sit 1 point above Liverpool. I want to discuss. We're going to run through the table quickly. Discuss teams that surprised you, teams that you thought would be higher, teams that you thought would be lower. I'll run through the first 10. Chelsea currently sitting in first with 26 points. City and West Ham tied second and third with 23 points. Liverpool is in fourth with 22 points. Arsenal in fifth with 20 points. United and Brighton tied for sixth and seventh with 17 points. Wolves and Tottenham tied for eighth and ninth with 16 points. And then I know I say I'll do 10, but I'll do all three teams tied at 15 points. Crystal Palace, Everton, and Leicester sitting in 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Daniel, beyond that, you got 13 Southampton, 14 Brentford, 15th Leeds, Aston Villa in 16th. That's why they got rid of Dean Smith. They're doing quite poorly, and they're tied on points with 17. Watford at 10. And then rounding up the relegation zone, 18, 19, 20 is Burnley, Newcastle, Norwich. Norwich and Newcastle, 5 points only. Burnley with 8. Daniel, to be honest, I'm not shocked that Norwich isn't dead last. We already mentioned this. They weren't ready. They weren't prepared enough with the personnel they brought in. Newcastle, they really have to pick it up. I don't think going down, though, would be the worst thing for them, Daniel. I think it would be sort of a year. It would be disappointing for sure. But if they do go down, I don't think it's the end of the world. I know they'll be back up right away due to the funds that they have. Because we saw when Wolves was a team that was always in the championship for years and years and years. But finally, when the ownership switched over and they were given money to spend, they brought in Ruben Neves, guys like that. So they really helped the team. And look where they are now. They've been an established Premier League team for several years now. So I don't think Newcastle going down would be the worst thing in the world. I think it would be a time to really, organize the club and not have to worry about the Premier League, where they could be a little bit more laid back in the championship and then, jump up to the Premier League and be ready. You know what I'm saying, for the action. So that's the only thing was attracting big players. They're not gonna really do that in the championship. You get some decent players, but not some huge players. So
Newcastle's the only team that doesn't have a win yet this year, which it was Newcastle and Norwich last week. Obviously, Norwich finally got 3 points. So they're still in Norwich is still in last, though, because their goal differential is way worse than Newcastle's. But Newcastle is the only team that doesn't have a win yet. Any surprises to you? I wanted to say that I think Brentford's a little bit of surprise. I know coming in as a new team, I'm not saying they're a surprise from them coming up and sitting in 14th. They were surprised after I watched their first few games in this league, and I thought that they were not going to be a force to reckon with, but they just lost to Norwich.
Daniel, I said earlier in one of the first episodes of the season that I had Brentford as my dark horse and they would finish in 10th. I want to take that back now. I think they could stay up. I think they have the quality to stay up. But now that I'm looking at it, the longevity of this team, I think that the Premier League season is just too long. I don't know. I was trying to be a little bit optimistic there with Brentford, but I don't think they're going to finish top 10. I think they'll stay afloat, but I don't know if they're going to finish top 10 like I previously said. They have some decent players like Tony's there, and Mbuemo's a good player. Raya's a solid keeper. Sergio Canal is as a fullback that plays there. So they have some decent players. I mean, but sitting in 14th doesn't shock me anymore. They had a really good start though, really good start. But
I think Arsenal 5th.
Arsenal, that's from where they were before when last time we were looked at the table. This is a big jump. They jumped Manchester United. I think the biggest shock for me here, honestly, Dino, is Brighton Hove Albion. It has to be Brighton Hove Albion. They're in
Mhm.
7th place, 17 points, tied with United. They have been doing pretty well. Their goal difference is at 0. It could be a lot worse, Daniel. But guys like Trossard have been fantastic this season. Duffy at the
Cucurella.
Cucurella, yeah, from formerly played his football for Barcelona and Eibar in Spain. He comes over. He's been a fantastic signing. Tariq Lamptey's a great player that I really like from Brighton Hove Albion. Like I said, their captain Shane Duffy's a good player. There's some decent guys there. And Wepu's been all right. He's been decent. So they that but in terms of the personnel to sit in 7th, I didn't think they'd be there. I think another big shock for us is Leicester City this year. I think it's just an off season for Leicester this year. And that happens. Teams do have off seasons. But I think Leicester still has a time to pick it up. They sit in 12th, but at the same time, they're only 5 points behind 6th place. So I'm not too concerned with that. Because I think they could really jump a lot of these teams. I think they're going to jump Everton. They're going to jump Palace. I think they might even jump teams like Tottenham and Wolves. So I'm not too concerned with that. But for me, Brighton Hove Albion, you got to give credit here, and they're doing some things right over there. So
We're going to move on to the 4th and final little segment of episode 7. Where is he from?
Where is he from, Daniel?
I don't know. You tell me. Both Andrew and I have 10 players each. We're going to try to guess the nationality of these players. The person with the best score wins out of 10. I've already done this to Andrew where I've picked a couple players and he's guessed the nationality, and he did absolutely amazing on that quiz. I think he might have gotten maybe one wrong, if not none. I am brutal at this, so I'm not expecting much from myself here. But Andrew, I want you to take us away in the where is he from quiz.
So we'll go like one for one. I ask a question, you ask one. Is that fair?
Sounds good. Yeah,
Okay,
that's fine.
good. All right. So number 1, I'm going to start you off easy. I just mentioned his name, Leandro Trossard. Where's he from?
He is a Belgian international.
That is correct. Daniel, you're 1 for 1. I'll check it off here in my little trusty book.
There we go.
1 for 1.
Already doing better than I thought I would be doing. Andrew, your first player, Michael Antonio. Where is he from?
Mikel Antonio, the striker for West Ham?
Yes, sir.
He was born in England, but he plays for Jamaica.
There you go.
He plays for
Jamaican.
Jamaica. You tried to throw me off with that one.
I was trying to throw you off. You know, I figured I'd start you off with a little teaser there.
So I'm 1 for 1. 1 for 1. Let's go.
You are. We were both tied at 1.
Daniel, new signing for Southampton. Lianco. Where's he from?
Leanco. Oh, God.
He formerly played his football in Torino. He plays for Southampton. They signed him for around 6 mil this year. Where's he from?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think. The easiest way for me is to relate them to FIFA because the amount of FIFA I play. It sounds like Serbian or Slovakian. I'm trying to picture, but I can't. I'm gonna go with Serbian.
Serbian. Wow, Daniel, you are far off. He is Brazilian.
No. Lianco is Brazilian.
He's Brazilian.
Yeah, no, never would have gotten that.
He's never had a first team appearance for the men's team, but he's played for the U23s. He's currently 24, so he is eligible now. He's no longer eligible for the U23 squad, or he could actually. They could call him back. Actually, yeah.
Not a good start.
Your turn. You're 1 for 2 now.
I gave you a nice easy one because I thought I'd get you with the Antonio.
No.
Said Banarama.
Said Banarama.
Yeah.
Daniel, he is from Algeria.
Yes, sir.
2 for 2. Let's go. Daniel,
I feel
next
like mine
one.
are too easy, and you're going with these next level players.
Daniel, next one. I already mentioned in this episode. Another Brighton Hove Albion player, another Seagull. It is Enoch Nwempu. Where's he from?
Oh, I know. I don't know what the I can
He's from-
picture it.
He's from the same country as Patson Daka.
I know the flag. I can see the flag. I don't know what that nationality is though. Oh, it's blue. No, it's green, red, and white, I believe.
It's green.
And
It's got green. It's got black and a
It's
little bit of
green.
orange, a smidge of orange.
Oh, I have no clue. I know exactly that. I'm not even gonna bother guessing.
It
Like
starts
I
with
know.
the letter Z. That's the last hint I'm giving you.
Like when you say Z, the first thing that comes to my head is Zimbabwe, but it's not that.
Close.
Um,
I'll give you 10 seconds.
I don't know. I'm not even gonna bother
give up?
guessing. Yeah, I'm done.
Daniel, the country is Zambia. Daniel, 1 for
Zambia.
3. 1 for 3, Daniel.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't gonna do great in this quiz. Anyways, moving on to your very easy players. I don't know why I made this easy on you, but I did. Third player, Leander Den Donker. Where does Den Donker play?
He comes from a country that speaks French. It's a country that is highly overrated in the international rankings. It's none other than Belgium.
Yes, sir. You are correct.
Daniel, 3 for 3. Let's go.
You're 3 for 3. Basically, you need to guess like 2 more questions, and I'm done.
Daniel, next one. I think you're gonna get this wrong. He used to play for Werder Bremen. He currently plays for Norwich.
Oh,
His name is
the States.
Milo.
No, different guy.
Oh, it's a different guy. That is right though. Josh Sargent did play for
Sargent. Yeah, that's what I thought.
His name is Milo Rasiska.
Oi.
Pacey
I'm
little
having trouble
center
even
forward.
picturing Rashishka.
Oh, you're not even gonna get this one. This one's a tough one.
Yeah, I can't even picture what he looks like.
He's Albanian, but he doesn't play for the Albanian national team. I'm gonna just reveal it. It's a tough one.
Just reveal that. That hint made it worse.
He plays for Kosovo.
Yeah, good luck.
So Daniel, you're 1 for 4. This is not looking too.
Yeah, you can ask a couple more questions and we'll be done.
It's too good.
Anyways, moving on to your fourth pick. Again, an easy one, because I wasn't trying to batter you.
Yeah.
Emerick Laporte. Where does
Daniel? He was French, but now he plays for Spain. You know.
I'm trying to get you with these guys that just move nationalities.
4 for 4. Easy. This is too easy, Daniel.
I told you I was trying to make it a little difficult.
I actually did some good research here. I did some good players. So, Daniel, you ready for your next player?
I am ready.
He used to play for Ajax. Now he plays for Palace. His name is Gyro Rydell. Cheeky little center half fullback option there.
Dutch.
Yeah, you got it. There you go.
Yeah, let's go.
Was that a guess?
Away when he played for Ajax.
Okay.
Just threw it out there. He
Okay.
played for Ajax. Most people play for Ajax or Dutch, so I figured why not.
All right, you got it. There you go. Now you're 1 for 5. We're halfway there.
Unlocked.
We're
2
halfway
for 5.
there.
Oh.
Or 2 for 5. Sorry, 2 for 5. 2 for 5.
Okay, your fifth player. A little bit on the more difficult side. This is one of the more difficult ones. Bertrand Triori. Where does he play for?
Easy. I know.
Of course.
Easy,
Yeah,
bro. Let me give you a little rundown of Triori. He used to play for Lyon in France. Decent technical player. Plays on the wing, plays as a striker. But he also plays for his national side in Burkina Faso. So
I didn't even know what that was until I looked it up.
there you go.
Oh,
There's another
God.
one. Another
You
one.
are
They got a red and
you're
green
5
flag
for
with the
5.
star. Am I right? Red and green flag with the star.
Yes, you're right.
All right, Daniel.
Sixth player.
The new signing for West Ham. It is Alex Kroll. Where is he from?
This is impossible. I gave you such easy.
Daniel, he looks like David Luiz's like double.
I was gonna say Brazilian just because you said that, Luis.
Think realistically on West Ham. Think about these players. Think about the players that they have.
Can you repeat his name?
Alex Kroll.
For some reason, the first thing that pops in my head, I'm gonna be so dumb. Please
Say
don't.
Say it.
I'm not even gonna say it because I know it's so off. You know what? But I need a guess. So I'm just gonna go Poland. Final guess.
You're close. You're close. But Daniel, I said, think about the players on the team. They have Kufal and they have Thomas Suchek, which are both play for the Czech Republic national team. And that's
Czech
where Alex
Republic.
Kroll's also from. That's where he's also from. Daniel,
Republic.
that's another X on the board.
What am I? 2 for 6?
2 for 6. Yeah, it's not a good percentage
So-
you got here.
So if you get this, you win.
I do. But we'll play until the end anyways. I'll probably get this one right.
Or I'll give you all yours. I say I'm good because I know it's an L already.
Okay.
I'll finish your list though if you get this.
Okay.
I'm gonna butcher his first name. Matej Vidra.
Vidra.
Yeah.
He is a striker. He plays
is a
for
striker.
Burnley, and he's from the same country as Alex
Same
Kroll
country.
and company. He's from the
Yep.
Czech Republic.
He's from the Czech Republic.
That's another one, right? That's 6 for 6, baby. Daniel,
Okay.
next for you, I'll just go through it. We'll go through it quick. Ethan Pinnock plays for Brentford. He's been having a fantastic season this year.
Is he an Englishman? Pinnock. No, it
He's
doesn't
got
sound very
ties. He's
English.
got ties to England, I believe. But
We're gonna go with nice little Irish Pinnock.
oh, he's Jamaican.
I never would have gotten that.
Plays for the Jamaican national team. That's another one wrong. Next
Okay,
one.
we're done. We're done. You asking me questions. We're gonna
I
rifle
have
through
3
your-
left. I have 3 left. Come on, we got to go through the last 3.
Okay, so I am mathematically eliminated. So you rip through your last 3. I want to see if you can get all 10 for
Okay.
10.
Ryan Fraser.
Oh, Scottish.
There you go, Daniel. You
Hey!
can still get some in there. Next one, Fernando Marçal.
Just because you say his name like a Portuguese, I'm gonna go Portugal.
Do you know where team he plays for?
Fernando Marçal. Oh no, I do know what team he plays for. He's
Yeah.
a big center half. He plays on Wolves, does he not?
He's actually
Is it-
small. He is a center half. He does play for Wolves, yeah, but he's not big.
Is he
He's like
Brazilian?
yeah, he's Brazilian. Yeah, he is.
Brazilian,
He's like 5'9",
okay,
5'10", yeah. So you got that one right, Daniel. Not too bad. And last one, Mohamed El Yunusi plays for Norwich.
Oh, I can picture his face. El Yunusi.
Used to play for
Oh.
Basel.
I want to say like first thing I think of is like Egyptian.
Close-ish.
Something in the Middle East. I know
He
he's
was
somewhere there.
originally from a Middle Eastern country, but he plays for a European national team. So
That doesn't help. El Yunusi.
the name's not gonna help you in terms of the actual country he plays for.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying
You
to
give
think
up?
of where he used to. Yeah, I give up.
All right, Daniel. He was born in Morocco, but he plays for Norway with Erling Haaland and co. So
Norway.
yeah, he plays
Wow.
for the Norwegian national team. So he's got a citizenship there. So Daniel, you went 1, 2, 3, 4. You went 4 for 10. That's not too good, but I was expecting a little bit worse, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't. It
Wasn't-
was better than I thought.
It wasn't too bad. Sorry.
It wasn't awful. No, it was pretty
Alright.
bad.
All right,
we're gonna
what
move
am
on to
I?
your
I'm
last
at
four.
6 for 6 right now.
6 for 6. Let's see if you can go 10 for 10. I think
Let's go
you
10 for
can
10.
do it.
I could do it. I could do it.
Your 7th player, Daniel Lamarty. Where does he play?
Daniel Amarty. Daniel Amarty, bro. That's easy.
Of course.
Luis Suarez had a famous World Cup game against his country. A famous World Cup game. He saved a penalty shot against his country. Or no, he saved a goal from being
He saved
scored,
the
and then
goal,
it
yeah.
resulted in a penalty shot where his fellow countryman skied the penalty. It was a tough day for all Ghanaians. He's from Ghana.
Yes, sir.
Daniel
You're
Marty is
correct.
Canadian.
7 for 7. Moving on to the 8th. Chris Wood.
Chris Wood.
Chris Wood.
He's got an accent. It sounds like it's British, but it's not British. He's from the Down Under. No, he's not from the Down Under. He's
you're.
he's
where
he's from New Zealand.
no, I thought I'd actually get you
No,
with one.
He's not from that.
He's
Down
from
Under.
New Zealand.
He's from
You,
New
I thought
Zealand.
you were actually gonna get the Aussie man.
No, he plays for
Um,
the New Zealand national team. Yeah.
You were 8 for 8. Moving on to the 9th. Joshua King.
Joshua King. This is so easy, but I'll give you a
Uh-huh.
little bit of rundown with Joshua King. Joshua King is an underrated striker, in my opinion. Great finishing ability. Currently plays for Watford. Formerly played for Bournemouth. He's a good guy to have coming off the bench, and he's coming off the bench for Norway as well. So that's Joshua King for you.
You're correct. Yeah. 9 for 9. Can you go 10 for 10? Last and final. It was an easy player because I figured you weren't going to get one of them. So I'd give you an easy one to end off. Fabian Schär.
Fabian Schär, Daniel. Fabian Schär plays for Newcastle. He's a good center half. Solid. No, he's all right. Jamal Lascelles is
Right.
better. But Fabian Schär, he had a decent Euro Cup stint. And that Euro Cup stint was for Switzerland.
You are correct. 10 for
Daniel, you got to
10.
make this harder for me. I know maybe some people listening on the podcast are having a little bit of struggle. Maybe they're just as good as me, if not better. We'll see. But this is a segment I definitely love to continue. I would definitely love to see if you could trip me up because I'm too good. I'm too good.
I think I'm not had a good deal of time trying to trip you up. Anyways, that concluded our final segment. Where is he from?
Daniel, where is Harry Maguire from? Because this guy's playing like he's from a different planet, but not in a good way.
He's from Greece. Send him back there.
Oh my. Oh my.
He had fun in Greece. We're just gonna say that.
He did have fun in Greece. But yeah, Daniel, it wraps up another episode. Episode 7. Exciting things going on in the Premier League as always. Next episode we'll probably touch upon the international break because we got a 2-week break, unfortunately, away from the Premier League. I hate and I love international football for many reasons. I got the Portugal kids up in the back. Because Portugal's actually playing against Ireland today, the Republic of Ireland. For qualification. So they need to get the win. And I don't know if Fernando Santos is smoking the same stuff as Harry Maguire because the lineups he's been putting have been outrageous, to say the least. He's got Danilo Pereira, center back. He's got Diogo Dalot starting on the left back over Guerrero. And then he's got João Cancelo and Ruben Dias on the bench. So I don't know what's wrong with Fernando Santos. For those of you that follow the Portuguese national team, we need a real coach. And I'm looking at guys like NES, but who am I? I'm just some guy that has. Does he want
to go to the international?
I think he would love to. Yeah, I think he would love to. And I think NES would be ideal. Would be the ideal man. But I'm just putting out.
You're just a man who has a podcast.
I'm just a man who has a podcast. I like to talk about my opinions, and a lot of my opinions are focused around sports.
Go listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. If you're a big RSS feed fan, you can listen to us there. Buzzsprout. We're up on Buzzsprout for you guys where we post our podcast. You can listen to us there as well. Anywhere you guys want to listen, we are there for you.
All right, Daniel, that wraps it up. Episode 7. We'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.
See you later.